What happens when a 24-year-old global pop sensation, a billionaire reality television investor, and a literal Marvel superhero collide on the internet? You get the most explosive, unexpected, and utterly chaotic pop culture feud of 2026. Grab your snacks and get comfortable, because the drama we are unpacking today is so messy, so loud, and so incredibly layered that it feels like it was scripted for a Hollywood blockbuster. But I promise you, this is all happening right now in real time across every single social media platform. I need you to stop right now, hit that like button, and tell me in the comments down below, before we even get into the nitty-gritty, do you think celebrities should speak their minds on politics, or should they just stick to entertaining us? Keep that question in your head, because the answer is exactly what sparked this massive firestorm between Billie Eilish, Kevin O'Leary, and Mark Ruffalo. Let us rewind the clock just a little bit to set the stage. The music industry gathered for the 68th Annual Grammy Awards, and everyone knew it was going to be a massive night for Billie. She was nominated for a ton of awards for her album Hit Me Hard and Soft, and the anticipation was sky high. When the time came for the Song of the Year category, the room held its breath. The winner was announced, and Billie took home the trophy for her gorgeous track Wildflower. Now, Billie is no stranger to the Grammy stage, but this time, the vibe was completely different. She walked up to the microphone wearing a custom outfit that featured a very prominent, highly visible pin that read, "Ice Out." For those who might not know, that is a direct reference to the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, which has been at the center of massive controversy and protests. As Billie looked out at the sea of industry executives and fellow artists, she did not just give a standard, boring thank you speech. She took a deep breath, leaned into the microphone, and delivered a message that completely shifted the energy in the room. She stated, with absolute conviction, that no one is illegal on stolen land. She told the audience that it is really hard to know what to say and what to do right now, but she felt hopeful in that room. She urged everyone to keep fighting, to keep speaking up, and to keep protesting. She reminded the millions of people watching at home that their voices really do matter and that the people matter. And then, right before walking off the stage, she dropped a massive bombshell, looking right into the camera and saying, "F ICE." The crowd inside the arena erupted into cheers, but out in the real world, the backlash was instantaneous. You already know how the internet works. Within minutes, the timeline on X was completely divided. On one side, you had fans praising her bravery, making fan edits on TikTok with her speech layered over atmospheric music, calling her a voice of a generation. On the other side, conservative commentators were absolutely losing their minds. Politicians were tweeting about her, billionaires like Elon Musk were calling her a hypocrite, and the outrage machine was officially turned all the way up. But the situation reached a boiling point when Kevin O'Leary decided to enter the chat. You probably know Kevin as the harsh, cutthroat investor from the hit television show Shark Tank. He is a guy who is obsessed with money, branding, and the bottom line. Kevin went onto a very popular conservative news network, appearing on the show America Reports. And he did not hold back. He sat there in his tailored suit and delivered what he called Lesson 101 for any celebrity. He said that as you rise up, whether you are a film star, a music star, or whatever, you need to shut your mouth and just entertain. Let that sink in. Shut your mouth and just entertain. Kevin went on to argue that making political statements is bad for business because you risk making half of your audience angry, and those angry people will not buy your music anymore. He basically told a 24-year-old woman who just won one of the most prestigious awards in the world that she was being stupid with her brand. As you can imagine, telling Gen Z's favorite alternative pop star to shut up and sing did not go over well with her fiercely loyal fan base. TikTok users started making videos mocking Kevin, pulling up clips of his failed investments, and generally dragging his name through the mud. Creators are meticulously breaking down his financial history, and making viral video essays about the audacity of reality television stars trying to silence actual artists. The comment sections are flooded with people pointing out that art has always been inherently political. If you look at the history of music, from the folk singers of the 1960s to the punk rockers of the 1980s, using a microphone to challenge authority is literally the foundation of great art. But the absolute wildest plot twist came when a literal Avenger decided to step into the ring. Mark Ruffalo, the man who brought the Incredible Hulk to life and has been a massive advocate for social justice for decades, logged onto his Threads account and chose absolute violence. Mark has never been shy about his political views, and he actually wore an Ice Out pin himself to the Golden Globes just a month prior to honor civilians who had passed away during recent border enforcement incidents. So, when he saw Kevin disrespecting Billie, Mark did not mince his words. He tagged Kevin directly and asked him, "Why do you not just STFU?" Yes, he actually told Mr. Wonderful to shut the front door. Mark then wrote a blistering paragraph that had Reddit completely screaming. He called it hilarious that Kevin expects to go on television shows, talk trash about any number of things, and smugly expect the public to listen to him. But the second a real artist says something that actually resonates with hundreds of millions of people all over the world, Kevin tries to tear her down. Mark pointed out the massive double standard of a billionaire businessman thinking his opinion matters more than a generational artist. And then, Mark delivered the absolute knockout punch. He told Kevin, "You played yourself well in Marty Supreme." For context, Marty Supreme is an Oscar-nominated movie produced by the studio A24 where Kevin actually made his acting debut playing a deeply arrogant, out-of-touch, cutthroat tycoon. Mark essentially told Kevin that he was not even acting in that movie, he was just playing his real-life miserable self. The internet absolutely lost its collective mind. If you go on the FOMOA subreddit right now, there are mega threads with tens of thousands of upvotes just praising Mark Ruffalo for having Marvel money and 0 Fs to give. Users are calling that movie reference the coldest burn of the decade. The girlies are absolutely living for the crossover between the cinematic universe and the alternative pop music scene. They are dissecting every single word of Mark's post, with some users even making custom merchandise. People are loving the fact that a beloved 58-year-old actor is riding into battle to defend a young female artist from corporate bullying. The general consensus across the internet is that the old playbook of staying quiet to protect your brand is completely dead. Younger audiences actually demand that the celebrities they support stand for something real. When artists stay quiet, they get labeled as out of touch, but when they speak up, they get attacked by the old guard of the industry. But the tea does not stop there because Billie's older brother and legendary music producer, Finneas, was not about to let his sister fight this battle alone. Finneas took to his own social media accounts and posted a statement that sent shockwaves through the entire entertainment industry. He pointed out how incredibly predictable it was to see a bunch of very powerful older men getting so visibly outraged by the words of his 24-year-old sister. And then he took it a step further, saying, "We can literally see your names in the Epstein files." Now, that is a heavy accusation that immediately had everyone scrambling for context. The drama is layered, it is intense, and it touches on everything from the role of artists in modern society to the massive generational divide in how we view activism. So, where do we go from here? The conversation shows zero signs of slowing down. Billie's streaming numbers have actually skyrocketed since the speech, completely disproving Kevin O'Leary's theory that speaking out ruins your business. Mark Ruffalo is being hailed as the internet's favorite protective uncle, and Kevin is still out there defending his stance to anyone who will listen. The culture war is in full effect, and everybody is being forced to pick a side. Now it is your turn to weigh in. I need you to flood the comments section right now. Are you Team Billie and Mark, believing that artists have a duty to use their massive platforms to speak out for what is right? Or do you agree with Kevin that celebrities should leave politics alone and focus strictly on giving us good music and movies? Let me know your honest thoughts. Make sure you are subscribed so you never miss a deep dive into the wildest pop culture moments, and I will see you in the next one.